It's a common misconception to say that a Tenno bears no emotion. Tenno do in fact feel. The warframes they operate have no expression, no face to show a smile or frown, scowl or wince. But that is the warframe, and a warframe is a vessel, a vehicle for combat. They are engineered to be stoic and silent, as to instill fear into the hearts of their enemies. However, the Tenno that operate these warframes bear real, human emotions, not all, but some. They know joy and they know sadness. In fact, Tenno know more sadness than joy. Those that are aware of the somatic link and what they truly are, that is. Those that have memory of what came before the warframes, those that remember Zariman 10-0, those that remember the void jump accident that gave the Tenno their power, and those that remember Margulis and her noble sacrifice for the sake of the ones that she called her children. I am one such Tenno. My name is Artorias. I have memories of Margulis calling me this, recall of it in her sweet, affectionate voice. I do not remember my birth parents, nor anyone that I could call family. Instead, I have made the other Tenno my family, and Margulis as the matron. I grew with the family and we explored our newfound powers together. Out of the other Tenno, there was one in particular that remains in my memory. Her name was Amira. All of the Tenno had respect for one another, but Amira was the one to show me affection. As the other Tenno rested in their chambers, Amira and I met in secret. We would escape to one of our chambers and embrace each other, sharing our thoughts, feelings, and dreams. I loved Amira, and she loved me. This all ended when Margulis was executed, and we were used as all that the Orokin saw us: weaponry. Now I venture out to Earth, the birthplace of the long-fallen Orokin Empire. Specifically to the moon, where the Tenno were put into their somatic links to control their warframes. Some Tenno have awoken from this illusion and have relocated. Others remain in their pods, waiting, unaware that they are not one and the same with their warframes. Piloting my warframe, I landed on the moon's surface, weaponry ready to meet any scavenging Grenier or Corpus, or perhaps any sentient fighters in the area. I was not about to let any more harm come to the lone Tenno housed deep in this specific sanctuary. Amira. I moved across the terrain with haste, not wanting to be separated from Amira any longer. As I moved closer and closer to the sanctuary, memories of her flooded my mind. Soon I found the entrance, and at that time my heart was swelling with emotion, feelings of hope to reunite with my loved one. In the center of the sanctuary was a lone pod which slowly moved outwards upon command. The pod soon opened and she lied there, unconscious. Her face was covered, but I just knew it was her. I walked over to her very carefully, as if she were a delicate flower or a fragile gem. Just as gently I lifted her body, cradling her. After a gentle caress on her face, I carried her to extraction and back to the Lyset. As I entered the Lyset with Amira in tow, I brought her into the back of the ship to let her rest. When she was at rest in a link pod, I disabled my connection with the Warframe and awoke as my natural self. I slipped out of the link pod before all of my senses had came to me, growing restless and impatient to see her. I stumbled over to Amira's link pod, holding onto the edge. Her eyes were twitching, her lips parting. She was waking. I grasped her hand and held it tightly in both of mine, looking directly at her. As she slowly awoke, she blinked the haze out of her eyes, looking around. Her gaze was met with my own. Her stare was blank as she took in what she saw. I leaned over her, praying that she could remember. I saw her face, and all I could think of was our time together before we were separated. However, I had no clue of what Amira thought as she saw my face. My heart had all but ceased to beat in anticipation of any form of reaction. I soon saw that in her eyes tears started to form and fall. She started to cry as she remembered. Memories of Zariman 10-0 and the other Tenno. Memories of me and our embraces. Memories of us being pulled apart, seemingly never to see each other again. I saw this and I joined her in crying, tears falling from my cheeks and jaw to her face. My arms wrapped around her body firmly, holding her close, never wanting to let go. We shook as we wailed together. For so long we cried together until the tears just stopped flowing. I gently pull away just enough to brush the tears from her face with my thumbs, leading into a gentle caress. An act she returned. "It's okay, Amira. I'm here. We're together now." So this was a story by Mr. Jivusa on PC, and I don't think I have to say much about this story. It was simply amazing. I loved reading it. I loved doing the narration. Thank you very much for sending this story in. Please contact me in game and I will get you your platinum. And if you would like to submit your own story for the contest, send them to MCGamerCZGiveaway@gmail.com. And as always, I hope you've enjoyed the story. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.